Are we a society doomed for failure and addiction? When I say that statement, it means both two things, two separate things: failure and addiction. Now, this is something I've wanted to speak about for a while amidst so many other topics, but I think it's a perfect time to speak about it. Now, when I say are we a society doomed for failure and addiction, it all comes back to one premises, and it's overconsumption. So, addiction. Now, everywhere we look and everywhere we go, it seems everyone is addicted to something, whether that be gambling, drugs, even their career, pornography, food, social media. We've become a gluttonous society, and it seems like we have no control over it. And it's like, as a society, have we become so intertwined with this that we are now inseparable from it? It's a hard question to answer. And can we separate from it in the current society we are in now? And as a society, and not as an individual level, and not at an individual level. Now, that's a question to ask. Now, as for me, I found certain ways around certain addictions that I face. I'm grateful that I don't struggle with drugs or gambling or more of the extreme vices, but I do struggle with some and very attached addictions. Now, one thing I think I struggle with immensely is overconsumeration on social media and maybe TV shows, and procrastination majority of the time. So less social media. I don't really have it, but you find a way to watch YouTube or scroll through Netflix, as we all do. But something I found that helps it is kind of removing it to an extent. I have bad withdrawals for boredom withdrawals, should I say, like where you get to a point where everything becomes so boring. You're sitting alone with your thoughts and you struggle to sleep because of the emptiness and solitude in a sense. But I believe removing certain triggers such as my phone really helped. Now, not everyone can do that. Of course, I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that, but see, I moved to like a dumb phone, for instance, and that helped me remove my addiction of procrastination on my phone specifically. Now, for other things, I think as a society we can't all do that. So where do we go from there? Maybe it's awareness of it. Awareness as of it's not normal for us to sit and spend our entire lives consuming toxic and wrong content. We spend our entire lives these days sitting and watching other people, which would seem so absurd to people down a long time ago. Sitting and watching other people both enjoying their life, or what their portrayal of enjoying their life might be. They only show us the good, they never show us the bad. So then we start comparing. That's a different subject, but we've never done this as a society where we spend more time in fantasy than reality, but more time watching other people than focusing on ourselves. It's never happened. As a society, this has never been something we have done. We've only ever consumed maybe news back in the day and certain things of lower accessibility as well as intent. But now it's everywhere. no matter where we are, no matter what corner of the earth we are on, we have access to both the highest pleasure of content. And as a society, it seems like no matter what we do, we are all doomed for failure and addiction, you know. So I engage and I try to pass my advice towards you is try to disconnect from that as a whole. If possible, try to disconnect from your phone. I try to disconnect from social media, and I hope we as a society can get to there. And I still struggle. I don't have social media to really scroll and lose a lot of time with, but it still happens. And you know, you still get bored and you find alternatives for it. If you don't have TikTok, then you use Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, then you use Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, then you use YouTube. There's always alternatives, and I feel like once as an individual level first, we can withdraw from that, and then as a societal level, we can withdraw from that. I believe we will become happier and more prosperous beings, human beings. And I believe we can. It's just we need to do this together and not alone. And preach this towards people around you, you know, your friends, your family, that hey, it's not normal that we spend 7 hours a day on our phone, 8 hours a day on our phone. And I've seen people up to 12 hours a day on their phone, 15 hours a day on their phone. And I wonder how it's even possible, but it is, because people do it, you know. And if it's not the phone, then it's the TV. And if it's not the TV, then it's the computer, you know, it's gaming. Regardless of what it be, this is not something we are meant to be doing as human beings. We are better than this, and I hope we can, together we can understand this. Thanks for watching. It's just my insight on this subject. I hope that you could see where I'm coming from, and if you think differently, let me know. I believe there are some benefits to it. Of course, there's educational videos and things like that, but how many times do you go on certain social medias, certain TV shows, certain etc., learning versus not learning and procrastinating, right? So yeah, I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. Listen to my advice or don't, either up to you. But I hope you enjoyed this video. It was very simple, and I hope you, as I said, I hope you enjoy. Please come back and watch my videos again. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon.